The reason you are not getting hired has probably nothing to do with your skill. You know how to shoot, you know how to edit, and you might as well be better than people who are getting paid. I worked with over 40 plus clients and I never spent a single euro on ads. What I realized was that you get clients by building a system that actually attracts them to you. And that system can be explained in three main things. Become visible, create your own opportunities, and compound relationships. If you understand these three things, getting hired becomes practically predictable. So let's break it down. The rule that I go by these days is that nobody can hire me if they don't know I exist. And plenty of opportunities had proved me that social media is something worth investing in. Even though it's not for everyone, I was willing to take the trade-off, and I still believe it was one of the best decisions I ever made. It's a place where people can find you, you become discoverable, and most importantly, people associate you with being the guy who does the video. Every person that comes across your content has already seen some of your stuff, and if they decide to approach you with a gig, you already have one leg in. So whatever conversation you are having has potentially become so much easier to do. When I started putting my work out there, people started approaching me, sending messages. It did not happen overnight, but with time I became visible to the right people with my educational stuff, BTS, portfolio. And yes, it's an extra work, but it eventually pays for itself. Some of my best clients found me through Instagram, and videos that led to that only had a couple thousand views. For that reason, I started carrying the action cam for every shoot to capture as much footage as possible, because that's how I usually get hired for the next shoots. Create opportunities. Being in this business taught me an important lesson. Don't wait for your jobs, create one yourself. And it's especially useful for beginners because asking for 500 euros, 1000 euros can be quite challenging, especially if you haven't broken the belief yet. Plus, your network isn't as good as it could be, and there is a whole science behind how to improve things that could be better than they actually are. I personally prefer to work with former people who already know about me, and that's how I actually kickstarted my own business. I looked through my contacts and thought about who does something interesting that would be worth filming. I shot them a message and offered my service for free, basically. The idea was that I'm gonna record loads of content, I'm gonna make video for them, they're gonna put it on their socials, we're gonna do collab, and it's gonna be a win-win situation because I'm gonna have content and they're gonna have a video. It cost me just a little bit of extra time, and yeah, it was fun. But it also depends who you do free work for. Because if you approach a local coffee shop with 200 followers, the return on investment might not be as ideal. It's not a huge audience for it to convert. So naturally, if you have the ability, if you have the skill, and you are able to get in contact with someone who has a higher following, that can be a way to boost and kickstart basically the whole journey. Because then the return on that investment might be exponential compared to what it would be if you did it for someone with low following, right? Staying on that note, I actually happened to get in touch with a big influencer in my country, and we happened to make a video that we put as a collab, which got around 160,000 organic views. It's such an amazing advertisement, but that's a story for a separate video because I think it earned it. I actually broke down the full system in a guide, so if you want to go deeper, all the lessons, tips and tricks, it's all there, so check it out in the description. But let's get back to this. Compounding relationships. Once you got yourself on a shoot, you worked with the client, you did something for them, you gained their trust, it's time to create a system that is going to keep sending work your way, regardless of what you do. And that's what we're gonna do right now. What I like to do is to always have an open conversation with the client that I'm working with, as well as keep the relationship kind of chill, open, listen to what they have to say, what might be coming for them in the future. Just try to be as helpful as possible. Generally speaking, it really depends on the job, but some people have work that repeats on its own, and some clients work with you if they're satisfied for a longer time, which is great because you get paid more times, right? So if they are satisfied, they're also more likely to refer you to their friends, to people who they work with. Obviously, they're not gonna risk their own reputation for this, so they're gonna be confident that you can handle what the person needs and you did not mess it up when you worked with them. It's fairly simple, and if you do a good job, they're more likely to refer you to someone else, right? There is so much stuff we can talk solely about the referrals, so if you don't wanna miss that, subscribe. But I'm gonna give you a little tactic around referrals as well, because I think it's cool. You briefly mentioned that if they are kind enough to pass your name along, that you might give them a discount, or you might do something for free for them. depends on the size of the project or the amount of work you do for them. And so you really have to listen, and you have to make sure that what you advise or what you come up with is a win-win situation for both sides. And if they actually find the discount valuable for themselves, they might be more open to pass your name along, and maybe they have a couple names in their head. That more of an upgrade of this tactic is to work with marketing agencies and event agencies, because those are the people who come across events and social things that happen all the time, and they might be searching for someone who does video all the time, right? There is a chance that marketing agencies will have an in-house filmmaker who does that full-time for them, but there is also a chance that they don't, and they hire a freelancer to do that work for them. On the other hand, event agencies and event production companies and stuff, they are not exactly your competition, so you can also make a deal that you do social media stuff for them and they send more work your way. I personally work with a couple people like this, and it's been a great win-win situation. Now suddenly 2 months down the line, you got people coming in and some shoots to attend to, a lot more experiences gained, and hopefully some money earned as well, since we don't want to work for free for the rest of our life. So if I were to pick the one most important thing from this video, I'm gonna say create opportunities to become visible and build on great relationships. Hopefully you found something useful in this video. It's a journey. Again, if you want to speed it up, I got the whole guide in the description, and I'm also open to work one-on-one at the moment, so shoot me a message on Instagram, link in description. Thank you so much for watching, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.